Hey everybody, it's Yo Taylor back here at the Style Table on My Style Mondays. And this week, my special guest is Dr. LaRay Imani Price. She is the CEO of Women's Inner Fitness and Wellness Centers, LLC. She is a licensed psychologist.
Yes.
She is also the managing director of Ewomen Network, and she's the managing director of the DC, Northern Virginia, and Maryland area, and fashionista. And she's
Ooh,
here to talk about her business and her style. Welcome
yes,
to the
I
show.
am. Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is fantastic.
So, first off, a little backstory. We need the history. We need the backstory. What made you step into this business?
I always tell people that becoming a psychologist, it finds you. So I feel like it found me. So I was always the person who people would come to and tell their stories. And I guess having a strong religious background as well, I like to think I'm a trustworthy person. But in the 11th grade, I had my first psychology course. And during that time, the teacher told my parents the best thing they could do for me is get me a psychology book and get me ready for this future. So I knew going into undergrad, and I went into undergrad at UCLA, that this is the field that I wanted to be in. I just find people very interesting. And I think people's stories are interesting, and how they come to whatever place they're in is also interesting. So that's how I came into psychology. So I'm one of those rare people who in undergrad actually picked something and stuck with it. Now, I
And
also have a degree in history, Black history, and things like that, but psychology was always part of that.
in psychology, you guys, as you all know, I'm the biggest cheerleader for psychologists, psychiatrists, life coaches, any coach that will help you. It's always about your self-care and self-improvement. And so
Absolutely.
I absolutely love psychologists, psychiatrists. I love it all. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan and a big cheerleader and supporter.
I'm happy to hear that, because for a lot of people, it can be very scary talking to a psychologist or being in the presence of a psychologist, because folks think that we are constantly diagnosing them. And I always say, hey, I do that at work. I don't do that at home. So if whatever it is that you're bringing to this conversation, or this interaction, I accept it for what it is.
And the thing about, psychiatrists and psychologists, you can say whatever you want.
Yes.
Nobody's saying no. This is the time. This is the best time if you're feeling all of this anxiety about things. This is the time to sit down and just purge. You can just tell the truth, get all of those underlying issues and the things that have been bothering you. They know, you guys know the questions to ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know the right questions to ask to really pull out and make us think. I remember going to my first session with a psychologist, and I said, "Yeah, I always feel like I'm a doormat." And she looked at me, she said, "Then stop being a doormat." Now, mind you, mind you,
Like,
I'm
you have a choice in this, right?
like, oh, okay.
Yes.
It's something so obvious, but sometimes you need that outside person who's objective, who just is really analyzing you and trying to understand you and helping you understand yourself.
Yeah, we want you to feel empowered.
Yeah.
So as I'm talking to women all day, and I mostly talk to women in the military, um, I want them and anyone that I'm working with to know that they have a choice. And the choice is not, it's not always easy to get there, but that is my job. My goal is to help you to get to where you want to be. So If you don't want to be a doormat, then yes, your therapist doesn't want that for you either. So she's going to tell you, don't do that. Don't put yourself in a position to where people can treat you like a doormat.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you see doormat behavior coming your way, how to get out of it.
Right.
Because we want for you what you want for you.
See, there you go, you guys. And a question, when you talk about sometimes like women in the military in particular, or just people in the military, when you're kind of like you have instructions, everything that you do, a good portion of your life is somewhat controlled.
Yes.
How do you process, well, I can do whatever I want? I mean, you have to really, well, you understand because you lived it along, you have the life experience on top of that, which is like, you know, with the educational part, but just how do you help people like get to that other side when, and this is even with women who are surviving battered women,
Yeah, sure.
all of those things, who are used to being controlled, to take control of their own lives.
Yes, yes. Well, one of the things that we do is we help figure out what the goals are. And once we know what the goals are, then we know how we're going to work towards getting the client to their goal and getting to that end. And each person requires something different. So when I'm working with people who have anxiety and depression, that might be a different treatment option and a different path than the person who I'm working with who has severe trauma.
Mm-hmm.
That person, we may do a lot more cognitive work, trying to take the things that they believed were either their fault or that they're shame, guilt, any kind of what do I want to say? Whatever it is that's keeping them stuck, their stuck
Mm-hmm.
points.
Mm-hmm.
We work through those things, and that might look completely different than our depression, anxiety. So there isn't a one size answer because it really is tailored to the person in front of us. And I promise you, when people come in my office, I'm thinking, how do I serve? How do I help them? What is it that I need to do? What do I want to say? And I'm always praying in the spirit because I want to say things that matter. I don't want to just be saying things just to be saying. And you have to also know when to just be a listener.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of power in just allowing people to be in their story sometimes. So when I'm working with interns or new professionals, I'm looking at how much talking are they doing versus how much talking the client is doing.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's really tailored to the situation, the personal goals, and who's in front of you.
that that part, all of that part. Um, and sometimes you're sitting. I've been sitting in that space, and I'm like, she's listening. I'm just talking. I'm just going on, and she's just quiet. She's writing down notes.
Mhm. We're also allowing you to hear yourself and the words that are coming out of your mouth. So I saw a person earlier today and I'm asking questions and then I'm sitting and I'm just asking her to tell me what does she hear? What is she thinking? Um, let's let me hear from you. Let's just process what's going on here. Like here in this session, let's process it. And it's so rewarding when the light bulb comes on. It's like they've got their aha moment. They realize that this thing that they keep telling themselves, this meme that keeps playing over and over, it no longer serves them.
That is so real, and that is so true, y'all. I can attest to it because that was the doormat. That was I was like, that they did this to me, and they did that to me, and then they did that to me, and I'm just tired. Finally, she let me go on, and I said, I'm tired of being a doormat. And then I'm like, is she listening? And she looked over and she said, then stop being a doormat. I was like,
So matter of fact.
yeah, you know what I mean? It was like it was a light bulb moment. It was something so simple, but we get so caught up in whatever we're doing or whatever we feel victimized about or whatever we're suffering from. We're so caught up in the suffering and the mental stress that we don't take time to really backtrack and just listen to ourselves.
Yes, because those stories that we tell ourselves have so much power. So there was some part of you that either said you're supposed to be a doormat or that it was okay to be a doormat. So, there was something that was going on. So your therapist was challenging you. And sometimes I will say, I said it today, I'm going to challenge you a little bit on that. Because what do most women say? Most women say, I struggle to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
I got to have it all together. And then women who have experienced trauma often don't want the vulnerability that comes with asking for help.
Yes.
So, what is it that we're telling ourselves? So, she was telling herself a particular thing, and I said, I'm going to challenge that just a little bit. And we did, and I did. And then she had an epiphany that came from that.
Mm-hmm.
Because she realized that what she was telling herself no longer is true for where she is right now. That was true for then. That's not true for now. And you can choose something else.
And it's so important that you say that because women in business, we tend to ask for, they said on average $35,000 less. A man will go in there and ask for the moon and the stars. They'll go into the bank or an institute. Yeah, I'm the greatest thing ever. Give me whatever.
Right.
But we'll go in and diminish our value because we're afraid to ask for the help. We feel some kind of way asking for the help to start with. And then
Yeah.
suddenly then we go, well, I better not ask for too much. And they just go right in there and they just ask for the moon and the stars.
Because the world told them that they could.
Ooh, yeah, that's
And
real.
oftentimes, when do we tell one another that we can? So you and I are business women, and the way we manage our business says so much about our own power and what we believe to be our worth. Our worth, if we believe that we're worth getting the funding and getting the grants and the contracts and whatever other things are available to us, then we will get them. But if we don't believe that either we can do the work or we can stand up to what the criteria is, all those things that we tell ourselves, then we won't. But women often do not talk to one another either about the wins they've had. So if you've gotten that SBA loan and all it required was this, tell another woman.
Exactly.
Because oftentimes she does not know. So she's not going to go in, she's not going to scale and grow her business because she doesn't know what's possible.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sharing our treasures. Sharing
Yes.
the treasures. That's
Absolutely.
why I love doing this show because I can't believe you guys. I was just thinking about it that I've spoken with over 100 women who have shared their treasures.
That's wonderful.
And I feel so blessed and so honored to be speaking to wonderful, fabulous women, caring women like yourself. Um, since I think since 2022, yeah, the beginning of 2022.
That is amazing.
It is. It is. Thank you. And I always learn something. Um, and I hope that you guys are learning a lot because she's also has an opportunity to tell you about, because she's the managing director of Ewomen Network in the DMV area. And I'm a part of the Ewomen Network, and it is awesome. Talk about women really supporting other women. It's really, really awesome.
I love that the way Ewomen is structured is that there are chapters all across the United States and even outside of the United States. So it gives us opportunities to get together and make bonds that are lasting and supportive with one another right here in our neighborhoods. So yes, we get together, we have our annual conference, we have women coming from all over the country and all over the world. We also get together several times a month just here in the DMV area and just break bread with one another and talk to one another about how to grow our business in a certain way. I mean, you're coming and you're going to be talking to us how to get those $1 million looks at any budget. And I love that because so many women, as we're starting to have a seat at the table, and as hey, some of us are bringing our own table. And that's what I like to think about myself. I'm bringing my own table. I don't need a seat at your table.
That's
but
right.
in doing that, having the look that empowers us, that helps us to walk into any room and into any environment and own that space and be in that place and know I'm supposed to be here. And I think what we wear contributes to that in such a meaningful way. And I'm a psychologist, but the mind, body, spirit, it all works together.
Inner fitness, man. Inner fitness.
Yes.
Another reason why I love psychologists, psychiatrists, because it's not something you guys, it's something just like physical fitness. It's a part of your life.
It
You
is.
want to maintain good health because we have setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you need that boost. Like you hire that trainer, like you lose some weight and you're going on, you're cute for a while and menopause hits you and you're like, wow.
No, that's the right.
Hire a trainer. It's a same thing. You got to keep your mind flexible and strong. And so you need that boost. Yeah. It's fitness.
And most psychologists do not work in a vacuum. We don't believe that we are the only part of a person's health journey. We want you to have yoga instructors and your personal trainer and go to church or your faith community. We want you to have good nutrition. All of that works together. And to dress well. Because when you're looking good on the outside, whether that's your body's looking good, your outfit is slamming, whatever that is, you can't help but to have a little bit of swag about what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And it takes away, and if you're a shy individual, I always say, if you're really confident in what you have on, that takes away probably 50% of the anxiety of walking in that room.
Yes.
Because that's another thing you don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about your clothes not fitting well. You don't have to worry about, do I look right? Do I belong? Do I look like I belong in the room? You've gotten that taken care of. Then once you have that taken care of, then you'll start to attract people to you, which lessens the amount of time that you have to go up to people, because you'll start to attract that energy to you.
I love that. I love how you put that together.
Because it's to get it out. Yes.
As we're talking about women coming to the table or even bringing their own table and not having to put as much effort into attracting the energy, attracting the opportunities, because they've come in with the confidence. They're wearing it. They're wearing it. And I have a book that's coming out that's called Embraceable Me. Yes, coming out this winter. winter, Embraceable Me, crowned with self-love. And when you are crowned with self-love, it does bring people to you. There is something about you, and people will say, there's something about her, and I don't know what it is, but I want to get to know her. I want to meet her. She's someone that's on my list of people that, when you're doing all the networking, people will get over to where you are because there's something you're exuding. And that's that crown. That's wearing the crown. And the crown is that self-love coming from the inside to the outside.
That's it. It's just that simple. And within seconds, people size you up. And it really is, it's sad, but we just are visual creatures. And, we're just a little shallow. We are honest with ourselves. We look at people, oh, what do they have on? But I say women compliment each other. Even if somebody has on something, you're like, oh my gosh, why is she wearing that? Maybe she's wearing that because that's all she has. Maybe she's, maybe she looks that way because she, doesn't know any different. Or maybe she likes it. Just smile back. You don't have to say, oh, I like your nose ring. Just smile. Because she's probably gone through a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of mess all day long, taking care of everybody. She's tired. We are tired. We are tired.
We are tired. We are tired. They're talking about dad jeans. We got mom jeans too. And those mom jeans, for me, it's been those sweatpants. I mean, when COVID came, and this is all people saw of me, man, I didn't stay in pajamas, but I got some of the best sweatpants in all colors, as if people could see me. That is known to man, but it's convenient. But when I leave this house, that's not the look.
No, it's not. It's not the look. And I always tell women, when you're going to these conferences and you're going to these network events, remember it's only an hour or two. Just take the extra step. It's an hour or two. And put on your go get your money clothes. Go get your client clothes. Go get that customer clothes. And for some people looking for love, go get your clothes. Yeah. Go put on something that's going to attract if you dress tired, that's what you're going to attract. It's just that simple.
You got to tell me what go get that customer, go get that client. What does that look like? What could that look like?
I would say less is more.
Okay.
Less is more. And wear something, this whole thing, it's not a new thing. It's just always been, but they call it quiet luxury. And you can wear, you don't need to put on a whole lot of fanfare, but just make sure that you're polished and you're comfortable in your clothes. Polish meaning, I call it PCC. Polish meaning you don't have strings hanging and seams busting, and you're not sitting there like stains, just simple things like that you're tailored and you're put together in that sense. Comfortable meaning everything fits. Everything fits. You're not pulling, you're not tugging, you're not doing all this, because then you're not confident.
Yeah.
And it shows, it screams, she's not confident. If you put on that skirt and you know it's too tight and you know the slit is now an arc, you're not confident. You can't get and do you can't go and really talk about your business because you're so busy pulling and tugging. So that's you're not comfortable. Also with shoes, and that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother topic. I can talk about shoes forever because I have So you want to be comfortable. All of that plays into the confidence part. But something simple, a jumpsuit is one piece.
Absolutely.
If you're going to be in an event, for an hour or two, because I know going to the bathroom and those things can, I don't even bother with it, because if that's one piece, a dress, easy, one piece, a lot of people aren't wearing pantsuits, but I tell you what, you walk into a place with an ivory pantsuit with some bad shoes, that's it. That's all you need.
That's it.
That's it.
Right there. Yes.
That's it. You walk in like, wow, yeah, it's just like that. It's just like that. Those are the things that make it easy. A tailored dress, but what you hit them with is the accessory, something fun, something.
I love your necklace. That is everything right there.
Thank you. But find a piece that's interesting, that you like, and go with it like that. But I would not. It's also about, if you carry handbags. I don't. I'm not a handbag person. I'm a tote bag, as I'm usually just working. So I would say that I would carry an elevated purse and make sure that your shoes are good and they're comfortable. Make sure that you have high quality shoes. I call it get your money shoes. Get your money shoes, because money understands money. Money understands quiet luxury.
Quiet luxury. You got to go a little more into that. I love that. Quiet luxury. What is quiet luxury?
Quiet luxury is, if you watch any fashion show, which I've been watching them for decades, and just most designers, when you're on the runway, you don't see Fendi all over the models. You don't see them dressed in all this stuff is Fendi, all this. So they design separately just for another group who need all of that, who need all that. But quiet luxury, those are the people in the private jets. They already know they have one. They don't have to impress somebody like that. They'll come in with.
They don't have to talk about it. They just be about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Their Louis Vuitton bags are not going to have all of the logos on. They might be sitting there in just a pair of slacks and a beautiful blouse with a Rolex watch. Just quiet. Just walk in, just quiet elegance. Looks like you're used to being there.
Absolutely. You wear the clothes don't wear you.
Exactly. You have nothing to prove. The only thing you have to prove is that you don't have tears and holes and rips, and your clothes are fitting correctly. If there's something you really want to wear, if you need to put on that Spanx, put it on. It's only for a couple hours. Put it on. Put that outfit on that you really want to wear. Go to the event, go slay, get your clients, come back. It's over. You've done it. You looked good. It's over. Check that box off.
Everything you're saying is so important, because we go to a lot of conferences. We do a lot of talks. We are often in the public eye.
Yeah.
And so as we're doing that, I know people are judging us all the time. And I probably am getting it wrong some of the time. But I love how you said it. It seems less complicated than it might appear in our minds when we talk about finding our look. Going and putting those clothes on that gets that client and that attracts the money to you. It's not as hard as we might think it is.
Yeah. Just grab your Louis Vuitton purse or whatever designer bag, whatever your deal is. Or just put on that elevated pair of shoes, that elevated piece of jewelry. and put on you can put on a sleek black dress that might be your thing. And when people say, "Well, I got it wrong," to me, everybody's style is individual. Style is very personal. Fashion comes and goes. It's
Okay.
just a blip. It's just a blip. But style, your personal style, it's very personal to you. So it's not that you necessarily have it wrong. To me, if it doesn't fit well, now don't get me wrong. If you're sitting here, you've got the mullet or the big, I understand the mullet's coming back, but but you know, if you there are things that you can do to update your look. But like you and I were briefly talking about wearing this color with black, I prefer it with this color. Then wear the color you prefer it with. There's no right and wrong. That's you. You're your own individual person. Wear what you feel like you're going to feel confident in. Whatever your power color is, whatever your power pieces are. Some women they'll tell me when I'm styling, they'll say, "You know what? I just don't. I know you think I should wear this, but I just don't. I'm not going to feel comfortable." I'm like, "Okay, we won't do that. I'm going to work around it and find something that'll be close enough to where I'm trying to lead you. But, I'm not going to try to push you out of your comfort zone to fit a trend or what I think, because I'm not wearing it. You're wearing it,
Right.
you know?
But how do you get some women who are resistant, and that mullet does not look good anymore? Hopefully it's not a woman wearing that, but that style played out in the 70s. And she's saying, "Hey, Yolanda, I am starting this new enterprise. I already have all these government contracts. I'm going to be in the room with big people, but this is how I've been dressing and I'm comfortable with it." How do you help them update their fashion?
Sometimes to move people, I just send them things that they didn't think about. They go, "Oh, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that." But this is when because I talk so much, my husband's like, "Oh my God, you need your own show. You talk all the time." But I actually do listen. I listen to what they tell me they need. So when I'm shopping, because I don't want to waste my time either, I listen to what their needs are and what their personality type is, what their business is, their daily lifestyle. You know, if I'm not going to send you a whole bunch of suits when you spend 90% of your time in athletic gear because you're also a soccer mom. You got, you know,
Right.
you've
It's
got
not
all
for
this other
show.
stuff going on. I'm not doing that, you know, because I'm not trying to move you in that direction. I'm trying to elevate your athletic gear. I'm going to help you elevate it to where you can take it other places. But that's who you are, and that's a big part of your lifestyle.
I think that's what I love so much about what you do. You're not changing the woman. You're helping us to elevate wherever we are, elevate our style.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not changing us. So everyone can feel comfortable in whatever those pieces are that you've put together for us
Yeah.
without feeling like, "Oh, that's not even me. Like, I would never wear those thigh highs." Okay, well, if you don't wear thigh highs, then you find something else that feels good and has the same impact.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, like I love thigh high boots. I love over the knee boots. I love them. I love them. But if that's not your thing, I'm not going to try to push that off on you. Maybe booties and leggings will get the same job done. Will offer a similar look, where you're still in your comfort zone. It's just something just that simple. It's
Yeah, I
just,
love that.
yeah. So I just say don't, put a whole lot of, don't stress yourself out about it, but put on what you need to put on to go get your money. And remember, it's just a couple hours. If you have to, listen, if you have to run in the bathroom and take that Spanx off and run to your car, oh boy, like, oh my God, I'm going to drive an hour home and I got the Spanx on.
Oh my gosh.
Run in the bathroom after the event, take that thing off, put it in your purse, your designer handbag, or whatever it is, and walk and drive home. It's over. You've already made your positive impression. You've already walked in confident. You've already walked in there and got the job done.
Love
And
that.
attracted who you need to attract. And keep it
I got to ask this question. Is there one staple every woman should have in her closet?
I would say one staple is, I would say, a great pair of faux leather leggings.
Really?
Yeah. You know why? Because you can take a nice pair of leggings, and especially most of my clients are over 40 and over 50. You can put that on, and you too can wear mini dresses. You can wear, I love tunics, tailored tunics. I can make any mini dress a tunic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, just pieces like that. I would say something like that is an easy staple because you can put those on. I love Spanx leggings, especially for traveling, because you put them on, and if you're going right to speak at an event, they suck you in. So they help reduce that bloat. So when you go on stage, you're fresh and ready to go. And plus you look cute. You can
Yeah.
wear sweaters, you can wear with tunics, I wear mine with a tailored jacket and a shirt, you know. So that is just, it's something, I think that's a staple.
I
I
love
think
that. I would never have guessed that. I'm thinking of something traditional because that's how I was raised. I was raised with a mom who said, have those traditional classic pieces and wear those, and they never go out of fashion, or you can upgrade them. So you're talking about
functionality.
leather. Yeah, you're talking about some leather legging. It's like, wow.
I
Now,
know.
I can't imagine. I couldn't imagine that. I thank you for broadening my mind.
Well, if you want something traditional, always a classic black tailored dress and a jumpsuit, because it's just one piece.
Mm-hmm.
One piece. You don't have to think about it. It's one piece. You don't have to worry about matching things. You don't have to worry about if the top fits or if the skirt fits. The dress fits. Just wear one. I always say a dress. Always have your go-to classic, solid colored dress, because you can accessorize. You can change it in any way you want. So if you want something classic like that, but as far as functional lifestyle,
Yes.
that I it will take you everywhere that you need to go on a daily basis, regular living. Yes, I would do that.
All right. Love that. Thank you for that tip.
Yeah. Plus they break down the bloat. It breaks you.
After being on the plane, we need that also. Yes.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I think about women's lifestyles that I talk to. Like I keep saying, we're so busy with so many things. It's just an easy way to elevate your look and get out the door. You can put a tailored jacket over it with some ankle boots, and you have a networking happy hour networking event you can go to. Now, if you're going to something, because you can still get clients that way, as long as your jacket's really tailored,
Okay.
your accessories are on point, you have your handbag, and you have on some serious shoes, some really nice shoes. That's a quick, elevated, sophisticated, chic look, you know. But I would say that that is an easy go-to. That's an easy go-to.
I love that. I think that as you're talking about women being so busy, and especially with more networking events and more business opportunities that we're all going to as we're growing our businesses, we need those types of pieces in our wardrobe.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like faux leather. Um, People are like, some people are like, oh, it's faux leather. Oh my gosh! I mean, they're like, I mean, they're faux leather dresses that are a few $1,000s. I mean, get over it. But they travel well. They don't really wrinkle too badly. They just travel well, and you just put that thing on, and it gets the job done. And it always looks elevated. You know,
And that's
it,
really what it's about,
yeah,
having that elevated look, regardless of what we're wearing.
that's right. And you can wipe it down. You don't have to worry about it.
Function.
No, function is everything. Function is everything. So that's where I am. So, but I want you to tell us about your next event.
Okay. So, our next in person event.
Yes.
All right. So, we are having our very first in person accelerated networking event coming up on Friday, September 22nd. And it's going to be at the Seasons 52 in Columbia. And it is just really cute and sexy in that room, but it's the Napa room. What we're going to be bringing at least 25 women together. We're going to be networking. We're going to be talking about our businesses, how to grow our businesses, and we are going to be featured Miss Yolanda Taylor, who's going to come and talk to us about creating that $1,000,000 look. So I am so excited for the ladies to meet you and to really pay attention to what all of this looks like. I know this is window dressing, but window dressing matters.
It does. It does because it's the first thing people see, and people will judge you.
Mhm.
Um, People will judge you. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. We're just humans, and that's what we do.
Yeah, so we're going to be having some interactive events going on with style, and you're going to be helping us to pinpoint those looks that are right for us. And we're going to do that in a couple of different ways. So I'm really excited about it. So I'll mention it again. It's going to be Friday, September 22nd, noon to 2 o'clock, Seasons 52 in Columbia, Maryland. So excited about that. So, and if anyone's interested, they can reach out to me. There's so many ways to reach out to me. I won't even go into them. You can Google me and find me all kinds of places. So just reach out, let me know that you'd like to attend, and we'll get you a ticket.
And you guys, she's going to put all of her information, all this information in the comments below. So you guys will know where we are, and hopefully we'll have the whole link and everything in there so you guys can come and join in the fun. It's gonna be a fun event
Oh, it's
because
going to be
I have,
great.
I have to laugh. I have to laugh.
I know it's a lot of laughing going to be going on because we've been doing a lot of laughing. And I
Yeah.
like that. You know, a smile is one of your best accessories, right?
Woo!
Bringing joy into a room. And
Yes.
regardless of what you're wearing, maybe, I think that having the right attitude and bringing a smile and joy and that confidence
Hmm.
that you talk about, all of that all goes into us building that $1,000,000 wardrobe.
The 1-2 punch. You got the cloak of happiness on the inside with Dr. Price, and then come to me for the polish off.
Love that.
All right, you guys, Well, that is the end of the show for today. We are going to, again, all the information will be in the comments. I hope to see you there. We're going to have a great time. And you guys know where you can find me, Yo Taylor at thestyletable.com. I'm on Facebook at the Style Table LLC. I'm on the YouTube channel at the Style Table LLC YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate the support. You can find me on Instagram and LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. I'll see you next week. Thank you for joining. Bye, you guys.
Bye bye.